My name's Matt. I'm the guitarist of Circus 66, and my Zoom handle is simply Form Wizard, right? Because I like recreating 70s form music with my guitar between songs with my wah pedal.
I'm Annabelle. Hi. I sing in the band. I'm the lead singer. That always has her voice dialed to 11, no matter whether we sing it or not, and everyone complains.
You're in my phone as Cenk, Stalin, Putin, Kalashnikov. Because of your Russian-Ukrainian roots.
Because he keeps reminding me that I'm still a foreigner, even though I've lived here for a very long time. Well, I've got you a smelly mustard saved on my phone, so for you. Anyway, yes, my nickname is from my surname, Zaychenko, and as you can tell, it's not English, and no, it's not Scottish either, or Welsh. And I'm half Russian, half Ukrainian, actually. I know, can you tell? Anyway,
it's
that's
the thick accent, yeah.
Yeah, it's because I do not talk like this and roll my R's all the time.
Sometimes I show up, make lots of loud noise in the low end, and in every sense of the word. My nickname's Mustard, hence the mustard hat. No, my nickname's Mustard because I'm so good that when we came to the audition, they were like, yeah, he's Mustard. And they hired me on the spot. So, yeah.
Really?
So we were reworking the lineup. So we already found Lee, and we were looking for a bassist at this time. And this one turned up out of nowhere because he was messaging Matt at the time on one of the apps where you can, find musicians, etc. He got so keen. He was like, "I'm only down the road." Next thing you know, this geezer turns up with the bloody what's called with the bass. It's like, yeah, I'll just play along. We'll see what happens. There's like didn't even he just picked up our songs as he as he was driving in, and Matt turns around to Lee and myself whilst we were in the studio and goes, "Well, that one's as keen as a mustard." Me and Lee looked at each other and went, "What?
Keen as mustard."
Heard that turn of phrase. It's like, and then we looked at Matt and went, "You old bastard!" And it was just we laughed about it. I forgot about it later, and then Mustard turned up, and we kept calling him Mustard, and his stage name is Lyle Mustard because that's how Matt saved him on his phone one time.
Yeah, and they keep gifting me different brands of mustard for my birthday.
Hi, I'm Lee. I normally get driven around by the bass player. They make me play drums.
What do you mean make you?
They make me hit things. And yeah, do I have a nickname? Probably. Got 5 or 6 of them that get shouted at me at various different times.
Well, just say what your most recent one is then.
My latest nickname, as I've been growing out my locks, has been Andre Shagassi. So that's after the tennis player Andre.
Because he had long.
So yes, that's me.
How long has Circus 66 been a going concern?
Yeah, this lineup.
You know what? 0 fucks given. Rock and roll, Motörhead style.
Officially January 2019.
19, yeah.
So before that, I had it going for a few years prior. Me and Annabelle had it going for a few years prior, different lineups. Never quite got on the same page with the other two, because the original bassist I created it with just wanted to move on to other things, which is fair enough. So did the original drummer. And then it took us a few years just to find the lineup that's on the same page where we want to push the band. So that's what we've been, doing since early 2019. Yeah, it's been eventful, put it that way.
Your debut album with this lineup, Follow the Black Crow, is that correct?
That is correct,
yes.
That's it.
Earlier, when we were talking about Motörhead, your call is about personal freedom. We're saying that Motörhead represents personal freedom for you as well, but this album is just be whoever you want to be, right?
That's exactly it, yeah. So Follow the Black Crow was released 2021. We had the majority of it finished, and then the sort of pandemic hit around 2020 when we were writing and recording it. So we managed to finish it off with home recordings and things like that, and pushed it out the door. And we sort of stand by that, representing freedom and being whoever you want to be. That's what's written into the lyrics. Yeah, ever since that album went out, we've toured them songs from the album through 2022, 2023, where we've started a new journey onto our next album.
When you launched Follow the Black Crow, you did something that I find quite interesting. You did a debut performance for your tour at KK Steel Mill, and you live streamed it on multiple stream platforms, the entire show. And then you set about going on a tour.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, how do you think that helped or hindered the tour itself?
So you know what? We've talked about this quite a bit, and how we, looking back on what we would do differently for the second album, the upcoming release. At the time, we had an opportunity to work with the guys at KK's and a bunch of people that were helping us out, good friends of the band, and people that have kind of helped us move forward with kind of pushing that album out, right? And it's really difficult when you're coming off the back of an unprecedented pandemic where everybody's been locked at home. You don't really know if people are going to buy tickets to shows. You can never guarantee a crowd, and it was all quite an uncertain time for us. So we'd obviously put a lot of money into the album. We're a self-funded independent artist, right? We've been very, very lucky to have the help that we've had over the years and that we currently have, right, to help us kind of move things forward. So we decided that, you know what, it would be looking back and, our youth, right? And we talked about back in the day when you're growing up, like you'd get into a band and you'd hear an album and there'd be a DVD or there'd be a video, there'd be performances of live shows, and you'd be in awe of this, like always checking out, okay, they've got the album, let's watch them play the whole thing live. And we wanted to do something that was kind of a hark back to those days, right? Days in our youth, where it was like, let's go out and let's play a show in a cool venue. We want it to look great, and we want to get out there and just kind of start the tour on the front foot. Now, in hindsight, behind that, we probably should have played that show at KK's at the end of the tour rather than at the start, because we toured all over the UK and we played those songs to a level where they're just ingrained and burned into your brain. You don't think about them when we play them now. And that means you can put more into your performance and you can think more about crowd interaction. You can make it more of a show. Whereas when we did the KK's thing, they were still quite fresh. We'd just written the songs and we were still learning how to perform them and how that would work with the crowd. And on top of that, not many people came to that show because it was just off the back of the pandemic. It was kind of a private group, like a private party, and it wasn't a packed house. I mean, we'd love to go back to KK's to a packed house. But that's something that at the time couldn't happen because of restrictions and the uncertainty around COVID.
Yeah, we played KK's, we videoed it, we streamed it to the masses. It's exactly what there was a few bands doing it, and it really got across the raw live sound that we were trying to convey, so that everything that was polished and maybe overproduced bits on the album, there was none of that. It was very much get on the stage, record the whole thing, stream the whole thing out, and yeah, I think it went pretty well.
The best part was, well, for me, when they started to, what's it called, live betting what trousers I'm wearing. Do you remember there was a switch?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah.
That was really funny because they're like, oh, because I went from dark jeans to red trousers, and people were like putting bets on comment. People didn't question it. They made a fun thing out of it.
No, it was a great
That's
performance,
cool.
so we would like to do it again.
Absolutely.
I think, having a flamethrowers and a sparkler going off behind you when you're doing a guitar solo, who wouldn't want to do that? Besides walking into the damn thing nearly three times.